When I was a kid, my parents got a home movie camera that was basically a brick with a lens on the front. The battery was terrible, 30 minutes if you were lucky, and it was a warm day, and the picture quality was horrendous. I remember feeling like I was living in the past. Where were the high-definition micro cameras that we'd been promised in the spy movies? Then when I started out in filmmaking professionally, I was using cameras like the Canon 5D Mark II, the Red Epic, the Arri Alexa, and I really started to feel like I was actually living in the present. Then a couple of years ago, I got this, the Insta360 One X. And I started to feel like I was finally living in the future that I had dreamed of when I was a kid. It was like having my future self as a cameraman, as I could choose where the camera looked after the fact. That was huge. And being so small, I could achieve shots with this that I couldn't dream of achieving with my Red Epic. It was a huge leap forward for me creatively. Well, today, I'm taking another leap forward with the Insta360 One R. Hello everybody, I'm Greg Anthony Harris, and this is my very first unboxing video. It's a big day. So full disclosure, Insta360 did actually send me this. They'd seen some of the work that I'd done in Israel with the Insta360 One X, and they really liked it, and they asked me if I wanted to try out the new One R, and of course I said yes. So let's get in this thing. I actually got this thing last week, but the studio wasn't set up. It's been a long week. I've seen so many unboxing videos, I should know how to do this. The moment of truth. 3, 2, 1. What? How did you get that shot, you clever filmmaker, you? It's right here. Okay, I think that worked. What do you think? Good? We good? Okay, let's take a look at this thing. So it comes with 2 lenses. Actually, it comes with 3. So what we have here is the 4K mod. Let's just do the plastic peeling. Oh, there's nothing better in this world. Yep. So this is the 4K lens. You actually have 3 lenses when you think about it, because it also comes with this 360 mod here. We have a lens on the front and a lens on the back. This is really light, actually. I wasn't expecting that. Oh yes, the plastic peely perfection. Very nice. I am a bit of a fanboy of Insta360, I have to say. I'm not just saying that because they gave me the camera. If you go back to any one of my videos over the last year, which is how long my YouTube channel's been going for, I pretty much use the Insta360 One X on like 95%, maybe 98% of all of the shots I get. It's just such a convenient camera to have. Okay, sorry, this is like nerdgasm right there. So we have the 360 lens here. We actually have, let's see if I can take this thing off. Oh, it just pops off super easy. So there's the 4K lens, and then you have the brain itself. And then finally we have the battery. The battery's got some weight to it, actually. I hear this thing lasts a decent length of time. You can actually get a couple of different extension batteries, which I'll talk about in a bit. And then what else do we have here? I absolutely love unboxing new cameras. I don't do it very often. Like, I really don't do it very often. But you know what it is? It's like, what is this gonna see? Like, what adventures is this gonna come on with me? My channel, if you don't know, is about flying, paramotors, and filmmaking as well, and photography. And I'm gonna be going on some pretty epic flying adventures in the future, and this thing is gonna be right there with me. So I just wonder what this lens is gonna see, and what these 360 lenses are gonna allow you to see in virtual reality in the future. Exciting times for sure. So, what do we have here? We have a lens guard. I'm kind of not crazy about these lens guards. Like if you're filming in the desert or on a beach or something and you get some grit in here and then you slide this over this lens, you ain't protecting nothing. I'm gonna have to be really careful with that. There's lots of deserts in my future, let's put it that way. And then we have the case. Oh, I got some stickers. Why are we so obsessed with the stickers? It's always such a joy though. Stickers are great. We have a little lens cloth here. Okay, you don't need to see the lens cloth. You know what a lens cloth looks like. And the free gel packs, of course, that you can feed to your enemies. Okay, so let's have a look here. So we have the case, we have the brain, the battery, lens 1 and 2 and lens 3. And then we have a charging cable and this. Now I'm gonna say right off the bat, the Insta360, the thing I love about this, actually, this isn't the Insta360. I know what you're thinking, yes it is the Insta360, Greg. This is not the Insta360. Wait a minute, I'll be right back. I'll show what the Insta360 actually looks like. The Insta360 One X is actually this, okay? Nobody walks around just holding the camera. They've always got this extension stick with them. Now, the thing I love about the One X is the fact that you can actually mount at the bottom of this camera. And there's no way it can like move anywhere. It's dead straight. Now that's really important with the selfie stick. The software actually removes the selfie stick so the camera looks like it's floating. However, if the camera isn't perfectly aligned with this stick, you will see the stick. That's actually something that kind of worried me a little bit with the One R, because it's like a GoPro mount, okay? So you put this on here, but look, there's a hinge here. So if you haven't got this lined up perfectly, there's a chance that you're actually going to see the stick when you're holding the camera. I did hear recently they actually brought out like a battery for the One R, which makes the One R go vertical, just like the One X. I'll cut a picture of that in now. So I'm definitely going to be getting one of those because I love the form factor. This form factor is just fantastic. I absolutely love it. So if I can have that form factor with the One R, I'm definitely going to do that. So let's mount this up, turn it on and see what happens. So I'm going to try the 4K mod first, and then we put the battery on. Ah, there we go. No. Come on, Greg, this isn't that hard. Like that. Like that. I guess that's on. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I missed a sticky. All right. Now, I'm not sure if the battery's fully on. I can actually see there's a gap here. Can you see that? Actually, let me just show you. Can you see? Can you see the gap now if I do this? Can you see the light coming through the gap? I don't know if that works. Maybe from underneath, maybe? Can you see the gap? I don't know if that's right. Let's see. Ah, that is right. Okay. Apparently it's fully waterproof. You can actually power this camera without the battery, which would be great for like a head cam, because at the moment, like, this is a big head cam with this battery on the bottom. But if you take this off, that's actually a small head cam when you take the battery off. Like that's within reasonable limits right there. So I think I'm probably gonna end up using this as a head cam for some shots and a chase cam for the 360 camera. What's a chase cam? If you don't know anything about paramotoring, chase cams, it looks like, you know, the game badminton. In England, we call them shuttlecock. You can laugh now if you want. And a chase cam is kind of a big shuttlecock, basically. And you drag that behind your paramotor connected to the wing. So I think what I'd probably do, actually, is attach the 360 mod and then maybe attach the battery and add the case, and then attach this to the chase cam and get some really cool 360 shots with the chase cam. And also you can actually direct where the camera sees as well. So you can look up at the wing, you can look around at the environment much easier. I think it would just be a really, really cool shot. Tucker Gott actually tried this and he got some incredible shots. If you don't know who Tucker Gott is, check out that video right there. I think he like flies to McDonald's or something. Okay, so let's put the battery back on. It doesn't feel that secure, but that's it. Whoop. Don't drop this on the lenses, you fool. And let's put the case on. Wow, this case is big. That's a big case. Okay, that goes on there. That clips in, and I think I've put it in backwards because the screen is on the front. I don't think it really matters. And that's it. That's kind of the... See This is why they give you the lens cloth and the protector. Please don't be scratched. No, we're good, we're fine. I am not kidding you right now. I have never dropped my 1X, ever. And I dropped this thing in the first 5 minutes. So the other thing that Insta360 sent was actually these lens guards, which I have to admit, I've seen some shots online, some virtual reality shots using the lens guards, and you can see the stitch lines. But I don't care about that because that's not what I'm going to use them for. I'd love to tell you what I'm going to use them for, but I can't figure out how to open this box. Here we go. So I love the fact that they have these lens guards actually. They're going to come in very handy. As I mentioned, I'm going to be using this as a chase cam for some shots where I put the 360 lens on. It's going to be attached to the big shuttlecock and we're going to go flying. Now, the only problem with chase cams is that when you bring the wing down at the end of a flight, the chase cam just either crashes into the ground or sometimes it actually bumps into the back of the paramotor, which is going to scratch these lenses in a second. So we need these guards. When I do the chase cam shots, I'm probably not going to be doing a lot of virtual reality 360 because there'll be just this huge shuttlecock in the back of your head, so when you turn around you'll see it immediately. What I'm going to be using it for is to do the free capture, so I can choose my framing using the chase cam. So this is going to come in very handy to protect these lenses. Let's just see how that actually fits on. Now, how does this work? Oh, I see. Does it just... Nope, definitely not that way. Oh, I see. So there's a little catch here that you just clip in, I guess. There, oh, nice. Oh, that was satisfying. I love that. Same with this one. Clip it and clap it. Yeah, that's going to be an awesome chase cam. I can't wait to try this thing. And the last thing that they gave me was, they've been very kind, thanks Insta, is the sports bundle. Check her out. She's having a good time. I have no idea what's in here. I wasn't expecting this. I was just expecting the camera. They gave me all these goodies. Ooh, what is this? Oh, is this an armband? Or maybe a wristband or something? Oh, yes. This is going to come in handy for sure. I've seen for takeoffs and landings, I've seen some very brave and very skilled YouTubers taking off whilst holding the Insta360 on the selfie stick, literally like this, extended out with the brakes in their hands and then taking off. And it's very impressive. And I don't think I'm ever going to be brave enough to do that. But if I could attach the 360 camera to my wrist, like this, then maybe that would be an interesting shot. Holding the brakes, the camera's right there. So I can get a shot of me, I can get a shot of the takeoff, and get a shot of the wing coming up behind me. Yeah, that's going to be a really interesting shot. Okay, great stuff. And then just the usual detritus here. We've got different GoPro style attachments. Oh yes, we have an extension rod. Okay, let's try that wristband again. We have a plan. Oh, now we have something. We could probably put it up like that, maybe. I don't know, I think that could work. We'll try. We're going to try these things. We're going to have a good time with this. So I think I'm going to go through the setup process with this thing now, and then we're going to head out and do some testing. I'm actually going to test the 1R and the 1X side by side. So we'll be able to do literally a full side-by-side comparison of the free capture function. What's the free capture function if you don't know? It's where you get to choose the framing after the fact. Keep the framing exactly the same for each. And we'll compare, and we'll do some pixel peeping as well. We'll zoom in and just see what the difference in the quality is. And that's the first test I'm going to do, and then we'll do some virtual reality testing. I've got a short documentary I want to make in VR, so we're going to be making that with this, and that's going to get released in a few weeks as well. So that's the unboxing. Please go easy on me in the comments. It's my first one. And let's now head to the field and try this thing out. This is an audio test, also a stabilization test because I'm on my bike. And this is probably a good time to tell you the result of our latest giveaway, which is one of these APCO Aviation baseball caps. Not this one, this is mine, a new one. So I actually did the draw last night and the result was quite surprising. So I'll play a recording of that now.
Unbelievable.
So the reason that's surprising is because Craig actually won our very first giveaway. Yeah. It's not a fix, I promise. We've never met Craig. He seems like a nice guy, but we're definitely not picking favorites here. It was just the way it happened. So congratulations once again, Craig. We'll be doing another giveaway soon, so let's see if you can do 3 out of 3, I guess. As you can see, you can do some pretty interesting effects with that camera. We'll be doing more about that in a future episode, but for now, let's just take a closer look at the footage we got. So I pulled out a couple of the images, and we're just going to take a look at the dynamic range of them. We're going to take a look at the sharpness, and we're going to take a look at the low light capabilities of both cameras now. So what you're seeing here is the 1X, and both of these cameras I shot in exactly the same setup. So we were shooting in log and everything else was in automatic. So the camera got to decide how to produce the best image. So what you're actually seeing in the top right hand corner there is the shot taken with the 1X. And if you look at the clouds up here, you can see this cloud in particular, there's a highlight here, so there's no detail in this whatsoever. That's completely blown out. And if I switch to the 1R, just keep an eye on this part of the cloud here. When I switch, you can see the detail is actually there much more. So this is the 1X and the 1R. Like I said, both of these are shooting in log. And the 1R's image it doesn't feel quite as flat as the 1X. And it's got a larger dynamic range as far as I can tell. And if we actually zoom in now, let's go back to the 1X and we're going to zoom in. You can see again that this is the 1X. If you look at this line on my helmet right here, watch what happens when I switch to the 1R. I'm going to switch now. It looks sharper. Now, the lenses in the 1R and the 1X, as far as I can tell, are exactly the same. I think the sensor's exactly the same as well. So there's something going on in the processor, whether it's a higher bit rate or whether they're doing some kind of post-sharpening using software, I'm not sure. But what I will say is, although the 1X isn't quite as sharp, if you look over here at this dark patch of the hanger, there's some noise over here as a result of there being less light. But if we look at the 1R, you can see the waviness going on over here. So that leads me to think that there's some kind of software sharpening going on here. And as a result, what's happening is that the noise in the image is also being sharpened slightly. Now, if we go to the second shot here, we're inside the hanger now, so it's darker. And let's go back to the 1X. Again, you can see it's a paler image, it's much flatter. And as we switch to the 1R, we can see it's a richer image. There's a bit more dynamic range in there. And it does overall look a little bit sharper. So that's 1X, 1R. Now if I zoom in on the 1R, at the top of this bottle here, this area, you can see when I press play that there's this waviness going on in the noise again, which isn't as prominent in the 1X. There's the 1R and the 1X. So yes, they're both still noisy. The 1R seems to have slightly more defined noise. And I think that that's the payoff in having a sharper image. I think the bitrate is probably higher. They're doing some post-sharpening in the software, and as a result, you're getting this kind of sharpened noise almost. But it's really not that noticeable, especially as I'm at 400% here. So if we go back to 100%, this is the 1R and the 1X. So I don't know. I think that the images, once color graded, look very, very similar. I think that in sharpness, the 1R has it just slightly, but the 1X has less noise in low light situations. If you're doing a lot of flying like I'm going to be doing, low light is going to be less of an issue, so noise should be less of an issue as well. So to sum up, is the Insta360 1R worth upgrading to from the Insta360 1X? Well, yes and no. If all you're using the 1X for is to reframe 360 footage and you're okay with the internal microphone on this thing, then you're probably best sticking as you are. It really is an amazing camera. However, if you want the freedom of being able to switch from a 360 camera to a 4K action camera, then this really is a no-brainer because you're basically getting two cameras for the price of one. I'll be making another video very soon looking at the 4K module, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. And as always, if you have been, thank you for watching. Blue skies, and I'll see you in the next one.